Is Joe Biden dirty? Of course he is. Don't be ridiculous. Why do you think they picked him to run for president in the first place? Because he's the best candidate? Nope. Because he has the best political platform? Hell no. Because he's the best and the brightest in the Democratic Party? If that's the case, we're all in a lot of trouble. Obviously, it's because he's the conduit to all the money that greases the skids for those who are on the take in Washington, D.C. How does it work? You should have already figured that out by now. But let's review. Don't have a charitable foundation to run your bribes and payoffs through? No problem. Just do it through your relatives and children. And if you're ever on the verge of being exposed, deny everything, except for the authenticity of the evidence. Or, say it with me, blame it on Russia. I suppose my question would be, how repetitive does this game have to get before people decide they don't want to play anymore? There's two things that have to be done right away. Number one, repeal Section 230 and give these internet assholes who censor and undermine the truth consequences for doing so. If they're going to operate in this country, they have to adhere to the Constitution and the First Amendment, or they don't operate in this country. Number two, vote these freaking idiots out of office. They've all exposed themselves by now on both sides of the aisle. It's better to start fresh with somebody who you don't know than to keep these idiots in public office, whether they be Democrat or Republicans. If they're a Republican never-Trumper, vote their ass out. If they're a Democrat who was all on board for all of this Russian bullshit, vote their ass out too. Then we have to demand that they uphold their oaths of office and adhere to the Constitution. And if not, they have to be subject to whatever penalties apply to their infractions. That's how we got into this freaking mess in the first place. No one's accountable. There are no consequences for corrupt or treasonous behavior. And if that doesn't change, we're going to end right back up here again. And if we're not willing to apply the same standards to them that they apply to us, nothing will ever change.